Hi, sweet precious friends. Welcome back to Sarah's Homemade Home. We have a new piece of equipment that we are trying out today. I hope that this microphone is really going to solve a lot of our problems by letting you guys be able to hear me, but actually be able to see what I am doing. So today's video, we're hopping right in, and I have never done this before, so it's going to be new for all of us, but I'm so happy you're here this morning. It is morning time. I have just started Marshall on homeschool. He is doing his Bible study lesson this morning, and I am going to make coffee cake. So this is a tried and true recipe that I do not very often, but I was just in the mood for, I love coffee cake. This is really easy, but why I wanted to share this with you guys is I know school has started back. People are headed back to work, back to just different kind of functions. You might be meeting new teachers and things like this. This is an absolutely gorgeous presentation slash kind of gift if you are meeting new people or being around people or headed back to the office, all the things. This coffee cake is gorgeous and people are very impressed by it, and it is incredibly easy. So let's get started on today's recipe. Okay, sweet friends, we are starting with one 15.25 box of white cake mix. Okay, doesn't matter what brand. I do prefer white. Yellow is okay. I have never done this with chocolate, so not be advised. But we are going to take the cake mix and we're just going to reserve. I've got a little bowl sitting here, half of a cup of the cake mix. What that is for is we're going to make like almost like a little streusel kind of crumble topping on the cake at the end. So that is what this is, like a reserve flour. Okay, now I have my beautiful mixer bowl here all set up and ready for us. I'm reading my recipe right here, guys, because I don't know this one by heart. We're going to add the rest of that cake mix into our bowl. Okay, to that, we are going to add 1 packet of yeast. I don't buy my yeast in little packets. I buy it at Sam's. It's a much better deal. You get 2 1-pound packages. I think it's like $12 or something. But if you're buying like the little 3 packets at the store, those are like $3, $4 a piece now. So much better deal if you can get it at Sam's. If you buy it in bulk, it is 1 3/4 teaspoon equals 1 packet. I'm going to put the recipe for you guys down at the bottom, and I will put the measurements. So we are putting 1 3/4 teaspoon of yeast, or 1 packet of yeast, into our bowl. Okay, we are going to add 1 extra cup of all-purpose flour. Okay, does not have to be sifted, just 1 cup of flour. Okay, we're going to add 2 eggs. Never ever crack your eggs into your actual cake mixture bowl. Crack them into something else in case you get a bad egg. That's my compost bowl over here. In case you get a bad egg, or in case you get shell in there. If you're letting your kids cook with you, it's an even better idea to let them crack the egg into something else. And then that way you're not worried about eating shells. Okay, we're going to add 2/3 of a cup of water. Now you guys you're in my sink, so hang on, you're kind of here in the way. 2/3 of a cup. Okay, now we're going to turn on my mixer, my beautiful mixer. Now, my oven is already preheated to 375. We are baking this at a little bit of a higher temperature, but that's because this cake is real heavy. There's a lot of heavy stuff in the cake. So 375 is what I already have my oven set to. So while this is mixing, we're going to take our pan. This is a 9x13 pan. And we're going to grease it. Now, if you like doing spray grease, you can do Baker's Joy. You can do Pam, but guys, save yourself some money. All you need to do is, I have a tub of Crisco, and this is my little trick. This is just a regular sandwich baggie. This is what my mama always did. You take that sandwich baggie and you get you a glob of grease on it. And you're going to run that sandwich baggie, just like it's a little oven mitt, all over this cake pan. Okay, look how beautiful. Easy. Now look, don't throw this away. You put this right back in that tub, and you put the lid on, and you are ready to go for the next time you have to grease a pan. We don't have to flour this, we just need to grease. Let's turn this up a little bit. Okay, now I've got this mixed up. I know you guys are probably going to ask about this mixer because I've not talked about it since I got it. Y'all, I do love it. It is absolutely beautiful and it makes my heart happy to look at it every single time. Is it a hardcore mixer like a KitchenAid mixer? Is it like truly going to do its job? No, it really does not compare to the KitchenAid. The KitchenAid is much more sturdy. This one is really beautiful and I really love using it for everyday things. It's made of plastic. I mean, I'm being honest. The body of it is made of plastic. It's not that the motor is not strong, but it's like the machine itself. It kind of gets a little wibbly, a little wobbly if you're trying to do something real heavy. Now, I use this thing every day. Like I make cake mixes in it. I mash potatoes with it. Whipped butter, like after the butter is made. I tried making butter in it and the bowl is not big enough for the amount of butter that I make whenever I make butter, so I don't do it that way. But just like anything and everything that you're just trying to use a mixer for. So banana breads, lots of things like that. I have enjoyed it. I would purchase it again. I do really like it. But if you were thinking that you were getting a really good deal, like you're getting a KitchenAid machine, you're not. The KitchenAid is a much more sturdy machine. I'll just say that. This is cheaper than a KitchenAid mixer is, but it's still an investment piece. I mean, this was still like, I think it was $150, $160. So I just wanted to share that. I love it. It absolutely brightens my day and it makes me really, really happy. So here's our beautiful cake mix. It is thicker than normal, okay? It's almost like a bread dough. It's almost like a dough. We're going to put that here in the bottom of our grease pan. Now, the next step is we're going to add some pie filling. Now, you can do this with any pie filling flavor that you want. I really have just done this with blueberry and cherry and strawberry, I think. But if your family likes peach, you can do peach. But it is coffee cake, and coffee cake is usually cherry or it is cinnamon. Now, I have never tried to do this and make like a homemade like cinnamon crunch kind of cake. But if you guys want me to figure that out, I'll try to figure that out for us. But this is incredibly easy and so good. Okay, so I've got that smeared out, but you see how thick that was? It's not thin like a normal kind of cake batter. Now, this is a pie filling that I get from Aldi, and I really enjoy it because the ingredients are blueberry, water, sugar, modified cornstarch, salt, and citric acid. It's just berries and sugar, and that's kind of what I want it to be. So if we're buying things like this from the store, I really love Aldi because they really just put very minimal ingredients in here. Now, we need to be careful with putting this on. We're not just going to plop this on here because we really want this to look elegant and we really want this to look pretty. So hang on, you're going to come with me. I know that you can still hear me. I'm going to get me a spoon here out of my kitchen drawer, just like a regular spoon. And we're going to take this pie filling and we're going to make 3 rows. Okay. So all I'm doing is just taking that spoon. I love the blueberry pie filling because they put little bitty berries in here. And they are just too cute. Okay. And you guys see how I'm making 3 rows here. And just get you a scoop and put them on. Now, you are probably going to have some left over in this can. I don't like to just totally cover this in it. I want it to stay really pretty, and it does. It doesn't spread a lot, but it does spread whenever you bake it. So if you have a little bit left over, just save them. Make you some muffins tomorrow. With it, just put the can in the fridge. It's not a big deal. If you want to freeze it, you can freeze it. This would probably make 2 cakes if you wanted to be honest. Yeah. Can you see how much I got left in there? It's a little less than half a can. But I'm going to save that and I can make pancakes with it, blueberry pancakes. I can do blueberry muffins with it. It ain't going to waste by any means. Now, that left over, half a cup of cake mix that we have right here, okay? I need 2 tablespoons of sugar, just regular old white sugar. 1, 2. And I also need 1/4 of a stick of butter. It's in the fridge. I'll be right back. Hang on. All right, guys, we're going to switch bowls, okay? And I'm going to show you why. So this is just like 3 tablespoons of butter. You know, my butter is not shaped like a normal stick of butter. So I just put about 3 tablespoons of butter in here. Now, this little piece of equipment is called a blending fork. Your mama probably had one of these, and it is incredibly handy. I wish that I could link things here on TikTok for you guys, but I can't. You can get these on Amazon. You can get them at most kitchenware stores. What this does is it's basically, you know, like when you're making pie crust and you have like a little cutting in tool, this is even easier than that. This is excellent whenever you are trying to cut in flour, butter. It's excellent whenever you're making gravy. It is excellent when you're frying things because you're able to flip things like a fork, but all the grease comes right out of it and it's sturdy. It's not flimsy. I got mine off of Amazon. It comes in a pack of 2. I will see if I can find them for you guys. But if you have if you have your Mama's Pyrex bowls, these blending forks fit perfectly onto the edges and the side of them. And so you can see the motion that I'm doing here. All you're doing is just like you're pressing it in. You're just pressing against the side of the bowl. And all that's doing is it is cutting that butter into, now sometimes, yes, you do have to kind of scrape your fork. My butter is cold, straight out of the fridge, okay? That helps whenever you're trying to cut stuff in. You don't want it to be too soft. Oh, thank you. Here's Harrison. He brought me his juice cup. I think he's getting him a snack. You getting a juice? Harrison snack time. It never fails. Okay, he's picked him a juice. Hang on. We gotta help him. Can you say please? Can you say thank you, Mama? You're welcome, Harrison. Okay. And just like that, it's all done. You see how it kind of looks like pea gravel in here? How the butter's just cut in? Took 2 seconds. Now, we're going to sprinkle this all the way over our cake. And it is going to make a beautiful little streusel topping over this cake. Now we're going to bake this. I'm going to set the timer for 40 minutes. It's probably going to take 45 minutes at 375, but I'm going to go ahead and set my timer for 40 minutes, okay? And guys, just like that, we're going to have a coffee cake in no time. Okay, setting my timer. Always set your timer. All right, guys, I'll see you back in 40 minutes. So it was exactly 40 minutes. Look how gorgeous that is. I mean, why you do the 3 lines is that's what makes it look like the Publix bakery little cakes and stuff. So this is way too hot. How you check for doneness? I have these long wooden skewers. I can't ever keep up with toothpicks if my life depended on it. So I can keep up with these though. And then I just wash this off and then put this back in the drawer. And this is like my forever toothpick. This is a kebab stick. But you just poke it into your cake, not where the berries are, but onto the sides. And if it comes out clean, which this one has, there's nothing sticking to it, that means your cake is done. So for this icing, for the glaze, we can go ahead and mix it up, but we're not going to put it on there yet. This cake needs to cool. All I have mixed up is 1 tablespoon of butter and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Harrison's here for his snack. Hang on, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry, Harrison needed his snack. So this is 1 tablespoon of butter and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. I chose lemon juice because this is blueberry. Lemon and blueberries absolutely go wonderfully together. But if I was doing cherry, I would just do 1 tablespoon of butter and like 1 tablespoon of milk or water. Either one of those would be fine. This is just a 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. We don't need to mix up like a full cup of sugar for frosting because, guys, this is already, I'm just using a spoon. This is already very sweet because of the pie filling that we have on this cake. So remember, that is pie filling. So you could do peach pie filling. You could do blueberry pie filling. You could do cherry pie filling. I've never done it with pumpkin, but that could certainly be an option. I don't know. You guys, let me know if you want to see other flavors, and I'd be happy to do other flavors. Now, and just like that, we've got a perfectly beautiful glazy frosting that we can put on the top. We are not going to ice this. This is straight out of the oven, way too hot. When I'm ready to put the frosting on, I will put you guys down here. We will frost it and make it beautiful, and we will cut us a piece so you guys can see it, okay? Okay, y'all, we're back, and this cake is cool. I can pick it up. I can touch it. It still is a little bit warm, but y'all, look how beautiful that is. Now, this is the frosting that we make stuck. Since our lines are going a long way for it to look like the bakery, I want all the icing to go this way, okay? So all I'm going to do is get me a spoonful, and then I just let it drizzle. Simple as that. This is merely just to make it look pretty. No other reason. And it does. It looks beautiful. Now, this is, I wanted to say this. This is a 9 by 13 cake, but if you were wanting to take this to people, or like a school function or something, you could buy the disposable 8 by 8 pans, and it would make 2 of those. So that way you could keep one at home and share with another one. This is a really beautiful cake. I know that Costco, Publix, Sam's, even the Walmart bakery, they always sell coffee cakes that are like this, and they are very expensive for probably half this amount of cake. So try this recipe. I know you guys are absolutely going to love it. Marshall and I are going to do a little taste test here for you guys in just 1 second, but I wanted you to see the full presentation and see that half a cup of powdered sugar. That is more than enough frosting for the top of this. This looks absolutely gorgeous. Okay, you guys, me and Marshall are here for the taste test. Now, it is before lunch, so we are not eating this whole piece of cake. We can just have a bite. Do you think that No, do you think it looks pretty?
Yeah.
What flavor is it?
Blueberry.
Blueberry.
My favorite.
Look how pretty. You see the layers that goes through it? Is that not beautiful?
You don't lie.
Okay, let us taste. You're going right in. You're going to give me a corner. That is delicious. We love you guys. We hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. I have to take the cake away. Bye.
No.